All right, let's complete the 13-4 work together problem, which is on page 397 of your textbook. I want to draw your attention to these two tabs that we have. This is the payroll register information and the amounts that were withheld from the employee's check for all three items. Keep in mind then that the employer, when they do payroll taxes, also has to do the Social Security and Medicare for the same amounts. And then on this tab you have what the balances are in the general ledger for FUTA and SUTA. So those are the things that were given to you. And then the directions here say use that data and prepare the journal entry for payment of the withheld taxes. Tesla Electric is a monthly scheduled depositor, which means they have to do FIT, Social Security, and Medicare by the 15th of the month after the month ends. And then use check number whatever in the cash payments journal on whatever page, and use the tax account credit balances to prepare journal entries for payment of FUTA and SUTA tax liabilities as well. Assume both checks were prepared on the due date for the federal tax deposit. So if we were given payroll data for March 31st, that means the due date is April the 15th. So April 15th for FIT, Social Security, and Medicare, which check $495, they said. And the amount that I am going to do, so I'm going to do $1320. I'm going to pay the employee portion, so I will debit that liability to get rid of it. So employee income tax payable. And again, the debit's for $1320. And then I'm going to debit employee Social Security, so Social Security tax payable for this employee portion of $1331.76 plus the employer portion of $1331.76. So when I'm paying it, I'm going to, in the wrong cell, sorry, Social Security tax payable, and it's going to be for $2663.52. And then the other account I'm going to debit is Medicare tax payable. And the amount I'm going to use for that, again, is the employee portion, $311.46, and the employer portion of $311.46. So that would be $622.92. And then I got a credit cash for the sum of those. So that's $4606.44. So that's the amount I'd write the check for. Then I need to pay FUTA. So FUTA I pay for the quarter. So for March 31st, quarter ended, I would pay it by the end of the following month. So that's April 30th. And the same for SUTA, so I'm just going to kind of do them both here simultaneously. I'm going to debit the liability accounts to get rid of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those words in so I have them. And then I'm going to go up here and it tells me at March 31st. So that amount sitting in the general ledger at March 31st is for the entire quarter for FUTA. So for every pay period, 5/15. Oops, I almost forgot my check numbers too. They said 5/22 and 5/23. So it was 515.52 debit the liability, credit cash. And then the state was 1159.92 we saw up above. So 1159.92 is the debit to the liability and credit to cash. And again, I would end up sending those checks to different locations. So I send to Social Security Administration for those three. I send to the State Department of Revenue and the IRS for the unemployment federal. So that's why I cut different checks for those.